Hi, welcome to another tutorial on finding common multiples or a common multiple from three different numbers. So for example, the question may begin with find common multiple of 3, 5 and 6, for example. What we need to do is we need to find the multiple of each of these numbers. So multiple of 3 would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27 and 30 and so on. Next we need to find the multiple of second number, which is 5, and in this case the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50 and so on. And finally we need to find the multiple of our last number, which is 6. So multiple of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60 and so on. Okay, now that we have looked at the multiples of each of these numbers, we need to find the common number or numbers that exist in all three sets. Okay, so now let's have a look and see which ones are common numbers. So 3, for example, does not exist in multiple of 5, does not exist in multiple of 6. So 3 is not a common number. 6 does not exist here because we have a 5 and 10. So no 6 here, but there is a 6 right there for multiple of 6. But because it doesn't exist in the multiple of 5, we cannot consider it to be a common multiple. We cannot consider 6 to be a common multiple for all 3, 5 and 6. Alright, third is 9. 9 does not exist in multiple of 5 and it does not exist in the multiple of 6. 12 once again does not exist in the multiple of 5, but it does exist in the multiple of 6. But because it does not exist in the multiple of 5, we cannot consider that to be a common number. 15. Now 15 exists in the multiple of 5, but it does not exist in the multiple of 6, hence we cannot consider that to be a common number either. 18 does exist in the multiple of 6 but does not exist in the multiple of 5, hence we cannot consider 18 to be a common multiple of all 3, 5 and 6 either. Next is 21. 21 is not a common number in the multiple of 5 nor in the multiple of 6. So 21 is not a common number. 24 does not exist in the multiple of 5. It does exist in the multiple of 6. But once again, for 24 to be a common multiple, it has to exist in all three cases or in all three multiples. Okay, but it does not, which is why it's not a common number either. 27 does not exist in the multiple of 5 and it also does not exist in the multiple of 6. So 27 is not a common number. Next is 30. 30 exists in the multiple of 5. It also exists in the multiple of 6. So we can see that 30 is common for all three numbers. Okay, so 30 is a common multiple. So we can say that the common multiple or multiples is 30. Now we notice that if 30 is a common multiple, then for the multiple of 3, it will ultimately come to a case where we will have 60 also. In the case of 5, we will also have 60 at some point, because 5 times 12 is 60. So we know that, and we know that 60 is also a multiple of 6. So we know that 60 will also be a common multiple. So once again, as we saw before in our previous tutorial, a multiple of 30 will be a common multiple. So 90 will also be a common multiple, and another multiple of 30 would be 120 and 150 and so on. So these are all common multiples of 3, 5 and 6. Well, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next tutorial.